Hello, München. I'm happy to be here today to talk about, as you can see, topic around security in Kubernetes. We'll also talk about best practice in your Kubernetes infrastructure, what you can do, and what you must avoid. The full is almost full, the room. I know it's a topic that is quite tough for morning, but you're there and it's too late. You have to stay. So, some words about us. Thanks to the AI, I can present you Benoît Hensman.
It's me, yeah.
And it's me. We are DevOps consultant, so consultant in DevOps area, and we provide also trainings. As you can see, Benoît is more in the Azure part. He do also OpenShift stuff, and I do fun things with Ansible and automation with all the flavor of Kubernetes. Okay, let's talk about the agenda for the next 25 minutes. We'll talk about general security things you can have. We'll also talk about some real use case. We'll have some demo. And we'll go further with more topic around, again, security. So for this first point, we'll see first the 4 Cs to check your knowledge. And then we'll see some modern threats. We'll have a topic with the airbag, what we can do. And also runtime, which is important in your workloads. So Benoît, it's your turn.
My turn, okay. So let's start with who knows already the 4 Cs security model in Kubernetes environment? Somebody knows, have heard the name? No? Okay, so that's perfect. So in Kubernetes, it is a standard model. Could you guess what is the C in the 4 layers, that's the word that starts with a C? Could you imagine what it is?
Any reason?
Yes? Control, no, that's not one of them.
Confidentiality?
No, not that one. If you find it, I do 4 push-ups. It's the 4 Cs. Nobody? Okay, so that's fine. We'll, you know,
Cloud?
Cloud, yeah, cloud is one of them. Okay, so 3 more. After cloud, what could you have in a Kubernetes environment? Container is the second one. Ooh, we have to do push-ups. 2 more. Not control plane. Not configuration. Yeah. Cluster, that's the 3rd one, yes. 1 more to go. Yes.
Yeah,
wow, okay.
You're a developer, right?
You're a developer. Okay, so I just have to deliver very quick. Right. Just 4.
3, 4.
All right. That's the worst idea I had during your talk, but okay. So that's the 4 layers of security. So you start with the cloud, is the outside of your environment. Then you go a bit inside with the cluster. Then you have the container, and at the end you have the code. So it's the 4 layers we would like to protect when you protect a Kubernetes cluster. So we have a bit of a description, some example for each layers. So the cloud provider is everything that gives you access to the cloud. So it's a network access to the API server or to the node. Maybe not. No. Yeah. It's the on call.
Okay.
Excuse me. Just.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I will have to continue the show. You know, sometimes consultancy rhymes with on call. Okay.
Okay, yes, that's... so it seems we have an incident. We are very sorry. It's the gold cluster, the gold customer that has some issues. So we have a customer that has a RKE2 cluster on Amazon. The nodes are EC2. And we have installed some the usual suspect like Grafana, Prometheus. We also use Tetragon for observability.
Okay.
And they have seen an alarm about a privilege escalation.
Okay.
So maybe we should have a look. You think it's
it's production, right?
it's production? Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. We have some.
It looks like we have some
We have some experts on
knowers of
Kubernetes, right? So
Kubernetes. Maybe we can ask.
We can ask, yeah.
Okay.
So if you don't mind, if you
Okay, let's
can
go.
help us.
Tu peux cliquer.
Ouais.
Je peux pas cliquer.
Okay.
Okay, we have some
So
experts. So
we'll do some.
what can we do for our issue?
So we can do like a vote, but we would like to avoid to be hacked. So it's going to be by raising your hand. It's old school, but yeah. So who would like to silence the alarm for 2 days? Yeah, all right.
Okay,
We recognize the experts.
we may
here.
be fine for the event.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
So what do you think? So of course, as you know, that's not the right answer.
Why?
But you will be very quiet for the full event, so that would be nice. But you have an alarm about the privilege escalation, so you have to do something about it. So
Okay,
maybe
so we can do that.
we can ask if someone complains about
Yeah,
it.
it was a privilege escalation.
Yes. So is there some complaints about some users?
Okay.
Who think would
want
be
to check? With
Good
customer?
idea? Yeah. So that may be a good idea, but with a privilege escalation, sometimes it's not visible by the end user. So that would not be the first choice during this case. We could check the AWS infrastructure because it's based on the AWS. Who would like to do that? Yeah, a few of them. Yeah, that's also something that
They are cloud
could be
engineers,
done.
that's right.
Cloud engineers, yeah, maybe.
Oh no. Okay.
But that would not be the first choice either, because it's something very precise into the cluster, so we can start by the cluster itself. So of course I've left the right answer for the end, but that's the investigate the Grafana alert would be the first choice, the first action to do. And so just to confirm the information I've got on the phone and just see if we can get some more information about the cluster.
Okay, so let's analyze
So
this.
we can do that together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So I've got the Grafana to the customer here already. Don't mind, yes, that's not good to see page alarm, but we have some alarms about a Tetragon. So Tetragon is the tools we are using for observability that leverage eBPF. And
It's
we
the one
see
I set, yes, I
the-
remember.
You remember it, eh? Yes. And there is an alarm here. So we can get some information from here. We can get the pod name is a controller manager, so it would be a legit.
It seems legit, yeah.
It seems legit, right? The namespace is the kube system, so yeah, that's why not. Okay, so we can maybe see
Can
when
we check in
when
Prometheus
it started. Yes.
when it started? Yeah?
So you just view the alarm, you get the query, so be over there. Then you connect to Prometheus, you copy
No.
the.
T'as pas copié.
Yes, good.
Graph.
And we see it started just before this talk, so that's really bad luck for us. But then with that, you can see when this kind of event started, and that gives you some information about it.
Okay, so what can we do with this?
So
Pod.
maybe we can check some more information on the command line by using the command line.
Slide.
Yeah. Also.
Ah. Okay.
Okay, so we just list the pod into the cube system, because that's where we have seen the pod has been created.
We can see controller manager here.
Controller manager is the one at the top. So that's the one that triggered the alarm.
Nothing suspicious for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
Okay, so that's not, yeah.
We
that's
have expert.
Yeah, yeah,
I
expert.
mentioned it.
Je vois juste pas les commandes. So we have a tetragon command just to give us a bit more information. So we can see we have detected the chroot command. So that's
the privilege escalation.
That's the privilege escalation we have detected. So that's compliant with what we've seen. So we've gathered some information. Now we have to do something about it, right?
Let's
try to
ask
correct. Yes.
again the audience
Yes.
what we can do. Oh. It was here and there.
And thanks for coming, by the way.
Okay, what can we do with the pod? I know. We have an issue. Install Norton, right? Who wants to install Norton? We have all guys. They know.
They know, yes.
This is the answer for all. Okay. No?
Yes, should be, but here, no.
Who want to delete the pod? Maybe it may be a good idea. Yeah. Yeah. We can try to delete.
Delete the pod, yeah.
No. If you delete the pod, then you will not have information regarding the pod. So first, you have to analyze it, gather the manifest, so that you will have some information. We know it already started 19 minutes ago, so it's a good information. We have to check who created the pod, and if we delete the pod, the issue may reoccur. So it's not the first action you have to do. Who want to taint the worker so that the pod will not be scheduled? No one.
They are
They are
experts.
really
Yeah,
experts.
yes.
Good. Okay, let's investigate the audit logs. So this is a good practice. In your infrastructure, you have to activate audit logs. You also want to choose the right granularity in your audit, because if you already touched this, you may know it's quite tough when you are doing audit. So we will check the audit logs first, and check which account has been compromised. And we'll try to install a tool after that, which is called Kyverno.
Yes.
So let's go with, what do we have? So this is a query to get the audit logs. It looks like we cannot see
a lot of information
something
here.
relevant.
So maybe
too much information. Yeah. Okay, with this query, maybe we can. Yeah. Give me a second. Yes. Yeah, I know, it's magic.
It's steganography.
No, I think it's putty, your putty is...
Yes, it's not, okay. So it's just a cat on the audit log, and we just filter on the field we would like to display. So
we can see here, it's in Kube system, it's the admin account. So I think we may do something with the token because it has been compromised. Okay, can we check what we have with
so we check
Kyverno.
if Kyverno is installed.
Because we installed the server, we did some basic stuff.
Yes, we did
regarding security.
Yeah.
So we have Kyverno here. Can we apply a policy so that we can avoid privilege escalation?
So that the standard policy from the Kyverno website, just to stop privilege escalation on all namespace, right?
Yes, yeah, on all the namespace, that's right. Yeah, can you apply?
So apply.
Okay, it has been created. Okay, now can we try to create a pod?
Yes.
As you know, maybe you don't know, but when you create a pod, a basic pod, you can have issue with privilege escalation because by default, privilege escalation is not protected. So, yeah,
It's allowed. So yes, it works because it says that privilege.
It doesn't allow us to create the pod.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Thanks for your help, guys. You know what? I will call the customer and do the stuff.
Yeah.
You can
And I
continue,
can continue
the presentation.
yeah. Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you. So we were talking about the 4 layers. With the cloud provider, you do some action on the first layer to protect your environment. Then you do some protection on the cluster itself to give some authorization and access rights to the users. You protect the API server. You do authentication. I've told this. You do some network policies. And then you put some containers, vulnerability scanner as well to protect your container. And what is that? Silly. So we've got an alert again from the system. So it seems the etcd controller pod in the namespace default.
What?
There is a privilege escalation. We just got. So that's very strange because we've just protected. We've shown you that we have installed Kiveno to protect privilege escalation, and now we've got an alarm on another pod that is called etcd controller in the default namespace.
Okay, I can say Outlook is working. Okay.
So what should
you ask again? Yeah.
Yes. Let's
They are
take
ready,
the
I think.
They are ready. They are now warmed up. So
Let's ask. Yeah.
yeah. So there are a few choices here. So of course, hackers are magicians. So we can find them. Who think is a magician? Yeah, for some, sometimes it looks like, but would they be magician? No, of course, they know how to take advantage of your system. But you have to try to find some way to protect your system. So maybe Kiveno, we have just installed with you before is not working, and we are losing.
My rule was correct, my policy.
You are sure you put the copy and paste properly? Yeah. Okay. Let's
maybe ask them.
I trust you. Who thinks Kiveno was not properly configured? We didn't show you the details of the configuration. But,
I can take a picture.
Okay.
Okay.
That's trust you. That's trust you. You know, they know you did the good work. Okay, so that's not the reason.
Maybe.
Is etcd controller a legit pod? Is it something that looks legit? And we did some exception in Kiveno because it's a system pod. Somebody think that?
No, they don't think now because.
So that's a trick. It looks like legit, but actually it's not. It's not in a default namespace. So the last one is seems to be the good one. The etcd has been compromised, and we have to check it.
Okay.
So we can.
You know what? I know how it has been compromised.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's only one possibility that someone write directly in the etcd, and let's take this example. As an administrator of Kubernetes, you have the kubectl command that allows you to communicate with the cluster. So this is the classic way to communicate with the etcd. That's right. You have the API server, then authentication, then authorization, and all the controller will do the stuff and write in the etcd. And what happened here? We have a
magician.
Yeah, magician. He writes directly in the etcd. So, what can?
So we can check a little bit with if we can see something.
Do you think anyone can write in the etcd like the magician?
Sounds difficult, but is it possible?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Yes, it is. Yeah. It is possible if you have access to the certificate of the HCD. So what can we do here? Who want to delete the certificate so that hackers can do nothing bad? Yes, you want to do that. Is it your production? No. It's a panic mode. Never remove your certificate of the HCD. It will be a big issue. They are vital to your cluster and not only you. So what can we do? Encryption at rest. Who want to do this? One here?
Bad, yeah.
Do you know what is encryption at rest? This is a good practice, but in our case, no, because we have a privilege escalation. Encryption at rest is for you to encrypt your secret in the HCD. So if someone stole the HCD, then you will have an issue because all your secret will not be encrypted. So yes, it's a good practice, but not in this case. Can we rename the HCD certificate? Who want to do this? Yes. Agree. Can you click?
Yes.
No. No. It's almost the same than removing your certificate. If you just rename them, no one will be able to use the HCD. So we have to try the CS benchmark.
Yeah. They know we keep the good one for the last choice.
Okay, so we have to run a CS benchmark. Who knows what is CS benchmark?
Okay, quite a few, yeah.
Okay. CS benchmark is some best practice you can apply, not only in Kubernetes, but in all the IT stuff. And they give you best practice. For example, if we run this CIS benchmark in our cluster, then we'll find something interesting regarding our issue. So we can see that we have to do something with the permission in our HCD certificates. And we have to set to 600. So read-write only to user. Can we just check in the cluster?
Check in the cluster, yes. So I will just run a few check here. So again, the command is not, but
let's do magic.
So we just get the events and just try to check some information about these etcd controller pods. So there is nothing. Actually, in the event, nothing appeared. Then we try to get some information from Tetragon itself because we use it for observability.
Do we have something?
We got nothing. There's nothing displayed.
Really?
Oh, nothing yet. Ah, there's something coming. So that's what we see. So the hacker is doing something into this pod. We are monitoring this pod with Tetragon, and we can see live what action he is doing. So, for example, here is editing the etcd password. So that's one way to find something that's not into the logs, but still have some observability into your cluster. So that's one of the tools that could be.
This hacker is malicious.
Is malicious, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so. Can we check the permission of the HCD?
Yes. So we just have a look first at the certificate. Yeah.
Benoit mentioned it's RK2. So location of the certificates is somewhere in varlib rancher rk2 server tls etcd. So let's have a look at
Yes.
this directory.
So I just show you the command before, very quick. So just checking the permission on that folder. And indeed,
We have the issue.
it's not 600. Yeah.
So we have to set this.
Yeah.
I will do the job and let you continue.
Continue, and you
Finally.
have to wrap up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's come back here.
Oh,
It's yours. Yeah. I'll do it.
So we'll talk about, as I said, more about security. So I will just list some best practice you can apply in your cluster. We'll also talk about modern threats you can find, and a small conclusion. Yeah. So what do you think of my Kubernetes cluster in production? It's like the boat. Is it like yours? I mean, do you build your Kubernetes cluster in production and put it in a bottle and never touch it again? Good answer. No. No, no. When you, yeah. The security is a daily business. You have to apply best practice every day. It starts from day 0 to day 2. So it's very important you keep this in mind and do this daily. So how can you do that? You have to secure your platform. So keep up to date all your tools, all your Kubernetes, and all the ecosystem around your infrastructure. So to avoid malicious stuff, you have to monitor your infrastructure. In case you don't do that, I mean with Prometheus, Grafana, Splunk, it can be a lot of tools. If you don't have monitoring, then you are totally blind. And this is an issue. It's important that you run also scan on your containers. And you know all your containers communicate with each other, then it's important also to secure the communication between them and with outside, with HTTP, MTLS, TLS. About airbag, it's also important that you use the minimum privilege principle. Maybe it sounds like it's normal, yes, but who use the admin account in production? Don't be shy. I am one of them. It happens, yes. It's important to avoid using the admin account for your daily stuff in your production cluster. And also use a tool to manage your secret, your tokens, and your certificates, so that you will not have any issue with your secrets.
Okay, I just conclude quickly because it's already over time. So that's the matrix of attacks that you know that group all the attacks you can that are known against a Kubernetes cluster. You have the link here. It's very important to know it when you try to protect it. And finally, just to finish, that's an example of the surface of attack you have to protect in your Kubernetes cluster. That's the components you have as rows. Each component has some vulnerabilities. The vulnerabilities have a score from critical to none.
What are the blank? So
and the white one are very important as well, because you have to, that's vulnerabilities that are not known. So you have to apply a strategy of zero trust in order to protect also against this. And you can use, for example, we like to use new vector to protect the cluster against zero-day attack.
Okay.
And that's it for the
We are ready
presentation.
for the question, if you have some.
Yeah.
Regarding the privilege escalation, you applied it cluster-wise.
Yeah. Regarding the privilege escalation, you prevent that via Kubernetes policy cluster-wise, right?
Yes.
But there are some components, like for example, you, I don't know, you need a storage provision or whatever, which needs escalation. So then, what will happen to them?
So yes, so inside we have applied the policy that protects against all privilege escalation. When you have some components that need at some point or all the time need some privilege, then you need to configure some exception to the policies to apply to allow only the components you know need that privilege.
This is only a generic policy we applied.
Yeah.
But you can
You have to
set
fine grain
granularity. Yes.
the control of the privilege escalation. Yes.
In Kubernetes manifest.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, no questions I consider. Then I would like to thank you, both of you. And
Thank you.